out with the old and in with the new. Full moon in Aquarius. So I originally recorded this message the other day, but I decided to scrap that and start all over again because I wanted to go in a different angle. The original message was solely for Divine Masculine, but I'm going to redo this and I'm going to do a part for Divine Masculine and also a small section for Divine Feminine. Okay, I was at work Wednesday night and I took my break Thursday morning. I remember specifically because I have a tendency to cut my breaks short because I'll go on break and forget what time I left, or I'll never look at the clock when I'm ready to leave because I'm like, by that time I'm ready to get on break. If you work in healthcare, you know it is a very hectic, very fast-paced environment, especially like when the morning runs are about to start early in the morning. But anyways, I remember specifically being like, okay, I'm gonna look at my watch this time. That way I get my full break because it had been quite a night up until that point. So I remember going to sit down. I just wanted to take a breather. And I went to sit down and I heard distinctly a male voice asking a question. And I don't know why I'm getting something about time zones. I don't know if maybe like this person lives in a different time zone than you. So maybe even though it was 2:45 a.m. in the morning, my time, it may have been like afternoon, this person's time, or this may have been a conversation the person had the day before, or this was a conversation that they had the day after, or there's something significant about 2:45. But for some reason, I'm getting 2:45, 3:45, 2:45, 3:45, but PM, right? So if this person happens to call you or text you and it's between the hours of 2:45 and 3:45, either AM or PM, but I'm getting PM, then this message is for you. But I remember going to take a break and just sitting down and taking a deep breath and just like closing my eyes because I really just wanted to relax for just a second, right? I wanted to get off my feet. And the minute I closed my eyes, I distinctly heard a male voice saying, are asking the question. Like I said, I don't know if this is like a question, but this person is having like a physical conversation, but this person is having with another person, or if this is more kind of like an inner monologue, like a question that this person is asking themselves. And I'm getting more so, this is probably something that this person is asking themselves, because this is definitely a divine masculine that is in like a King of Swords reverse kind of energy. That like, this is not, this is a divine masculine who has so many truths, but he holds them in and he keeps them to himself. And the him that he projects, like the him that you interacted with, the him that he projects is not actually the real him. It is a mask that he is wearing. That spirit is, he's going through a shadow moment where he's finally realizing that it's time to take that mask off. That if he wants the results, or if he wants the specific life that he's looking for, or that he innately, like truly deeply desires, he's gonna have to take that mask off, right? But anyways, the question that I heard, this divine masculine was asking, why is no one willing to fight for me? Right? Why does everyone keep giving up on me? When I say everyone, this divine masculine was asking this question specifically in terms of relationships. He's wondering why the women that he dates are always giving up on him. And he's seeing other people that are in successful relationships, especially if this is like the type of divine masculine that has like mentors, or that has people like older males that he looks up to, that he talks to. If he sees people around him getting married or in relationships, like long-term, long-standing relationships, having children, this is definitely a very career-involved, career-obsessed individual that is doing great in his career. And why outwardly he might present as if that is enough, deeply, this man truly craves intimacy. But the thing that he craves is also that which he's afraid. I'm telling y'all, this year of 9 is about letting go. And for a lot of us, it's letting go of our fears. I saw someone did a video last week, I believe it was, or it may have been earlier this week. I know it was like a few days ago. I'm not working night shift. I get turned around. So I can't remember if it was like a couple days ago or if I'm thinking it was like a week's worth of days ago. But I remember seeing a video where someone was talking about, it's time to get over that fear of being seen, right? So for whatever it is for you, if it's the fear of being seen, if it's the fear of intimacy, if it's the fear of leaving, if it's the fear of starting over, whatever that fear is, that blessing that you're looking for is literally on the opposite side of that. It's on the opposite side. It's time to try something. Like literally, full moon in Aquarius, right? We are releasing the old and embracing the new. But for this masculine that asked this question of, why do people keep giving up on me? Why am I not worth fighting for? This is the answer that Spirit wanted me to give you. Divine masculine, it's not that you're not worth fighting for. It is not, these people are not giving up on you, these women. And especially if there's a specific divine feminine that you have in mind, because I'm literally seeing a divine masculine that is like picturing, he is literally sitting on the couch, probably with a beer or something in his hand, and he is mentally picturing a specific feminine. a specific divine feminine at that. And that's that you can tell when these masculines come across that divine feminine energy, because it leaves an impression that it's very deep, right? It leaves an impression. For some of these masculines, it's almost like an obsession, but it's not an obsession. It's that this divine feminine impacted you in a way that now you're like this divine feminine impacted you in a way where now it's making you realize, or it's starting to make you see things differently, right? And spirit needs you to understand, and I say this as respectfully as possible, you are the reason that people walk away. And when I say that, I don't say it in a sense that you're not worth fighting for. But like I said, because I keep getting y'all, the ADD, ADHD minus the hyperactive component, whatever they call it now, is something serious, right? But anyways, spirit wants me to tell you that it's not that they're not willing to fight for you. It's that you're making them fight you for you. And if they have to fight you for you, it's a losing battle. It's a battle that they can't win. If you are the person that they have to go up against in order to get you, that is literally a battle that cannot be won. Spirit is telling you that if you want someone to fight for you, if you want someone to not give up on you, to put down your sword. Okay, especially in terms of love and relationships, to put down your sword. If you want this person, especially for those, like this may be like someone who's thinking about collectively all of the experiences that they've gone through in relationships. Y'all excuse the stammering. It's like the middle of the night trying to go ahead and get this done, right? This person is thinking about all the experiences that they've been through, but it's a specific someone that they've come across either recently, or this is someone from years ago that they've never been able to get out of their mind. And spirit is telling you, like, that person was your divine counterpart. And I say was because for some of you, depending upon, like, for some of you guys, that sword, like that king of, some of you guys were heavy in that king of swords energy. Some upright, others reversed. Some of you guys were heavy in that king of swords energy. And spirit is saying for some, you may have cut too deep. When it comes to this divine counterpart, for some, you may have cut too deep. This may actually be a connection that cannot be healed, right? But what spirit wants you to understand is that it's not, someone else will come along. Spirit will send someone else your way. But the reason it has not happened yet is because if you don't put that sword down, you're going to continue to have the same results. It doesn't matter who the person is. You're going to continue. This is especially if you're someone and you've been in multiple relationships, and all of the women, although they may be different, all have the same complaint. They may not voice it the same. They may describe it differently, but it literally all boils down to the same thing. And it's that you are too closed off. You are too secretive. I'm getting someone saying you're too secretive, but what they really mean is that you're too emotionally closed off. I'm getting people telling you that you don't open up, people telling you that they don't really know how you feel. They never really know how you feel. People telling you that you're so nonchalant, and because you don't show emotions, you make them feel like an option and not a priority. I'm getting that, like, every woman that you've dated has given you a complaint, and even though they might all not address, even though they might all describe it differently, it literally all boils down to the same thing. And that is you refuse. I'm hearing, like, I got an ice box where my heart used to be. I don't know if there's something that happened to you in the past. Maybe you've opened up in the past to someone else that you've dated, and maybe you said something, maybe you shared something that got thrown back in your face, and that was kind of like your end all be all lesson of, I'm never going to do that again. But spirit is telling you that you can't punish everyone for the sins of one, right? You can't punish everyone for the sins of one. You're gonna have to, and also be selective, right? Be. I'm not telling you to go out there and open up to everyone that you meet, but you know, right? Like, unfortunately, I'm getting for someone, by the time you realize that was your divine counterpart, by the time you realize she was the one, it was too late because the damage had already been done. But at some point, you know, and you realize, and I'm getting for some of you, like, you feel it, like every time you and that person interacted, from the moment you saw that person, from the moment you looked in that person's eyes, something was different. And you didn't quite know what it was. You might have just thought it was a simple physical attraction, but something was different. You can't punish everyone for the sins of one, right? Or for the mistakes, I'll say, of one. But spirit is telling you to put your sword down. Put your sword down. And for some of you, it's not too late. Like, for some, like I said, whatever. For some, you dug that sword too deep, and this person has moved on. Especially if this person is dating and they've already found someone new, they've moved on. Spirit has sent them a higher level soulmate, and they have moved on. Spirit is saying that they also have someone for you, but they're not going to send that person to you until you heal and learn to put that sword down, because otherwise you're just going to keep damaging everyone that you come across. But the bigger message here is that spirit wants you to understand that people are not giving up on you. These women are not giving up on you. Please don't think that you're not worth fighting for. It's just that you cannot force people to fight you for you. You know, you refuse to put your sword down. So what happens is they put theirs down. When you refuse to give up, when you refuse to stop fighting, they put their sword down, and they finally get to the point where they're like, you know what, you win. You win. I'm going to let you have it. I surrender. And they just walk away, right? People cannot fight you for you. But anyways, you are worth fighting for, right? And you are worth the effort. You are going to meet that person that is not going to give up on you. But you have to stop making them fight for you, right? You have to learn how to be honest about how you truly feel. And I'm not saying you have to blurt it all out at once, but just, I'm giving like, this person just wants a little bit, right? This person is not looking for you. This person knows you. They know you. They know you've been hurt. They don't know what you've been through, because this is definitely something that like you have not shared. Probably, I don't know if you ever will share. Hopefully one day you will. But this person definitely can sense that there's something there, that there's some sort of scar there. And that's why you behave and kind of approach things the way that you do. This person is not going to give up on you. Or you're going to meet the person, I should say, that's not going to give up on you and that's willing to fight for you. Just make sure that the person that they're fighting is not you. Divine Feminine. This is your divine masculine, and if you have not met anyone new yet, or maybe if you're casually dating and you haven't met anyone that you like really want to progress forward with on a serious level, on a serious commitment, this divine masculine is coming back. Now, I've said this in many videos. I'm going to continue to say it. I don't even really too much like sharing these kind of messages because I hate putting it out there to wait, because I feel like too many people spend too many months, and especially those that go years waiting for a person to come back that may not come. And I also realize that no matter how many times you say take what resonates and leave the rest, you're going to have some people that they specifically seek out messages that tell them what they want to hear, and all they need is to find a handful of messages of readers saying this is your person, they're sorry, they made a mistake, they're coming back, and they're going to try to force that to be their storyline, whether it is or it isn't, and they're going to spend years waiting for a person that's not even theirs. So I always shudder to give these type of messages. And it's always like when I say this person is coming back, that doesn't mean that I'm saying wait. Definitely, if you have someone that you're dating, someone that you're interested in, definitely give that a chance. Especially if this is a divine masculine where you guys have, I'm getting like this Ferris wheel, where you guys have been on this roller coaster, this Ferris wheel, where you guys have gone through this cycle many of times, and y'all know like the lucky number 7. Especially if y'all have gone through this cycle 7 or more times, 7 or more years, for some 7 or more months. If there's something indicative of the number 7 with this specific scenario, I'm getting like continue to keep your options open, right? But for others, this divine masculine is coming back. I'm not going to give a timeline. I'm not going to give a time frame. I'm not going to be like, oh, all signs this weekend, next week, next month, before the end of the year. I honestly can't tell you, because it's free will. What I can tell you is that I've had a number of dreams of like seeing divine masculines sitting on the couch, seeing divine masculines talking to friends, talking to family members, seeing divine masculines picking up that phone, writing out a text message, and then deleting it because they're too afraid to press send. They're too afraid. They don't know how you're going to respond. And to be honest, some of them are afraid that you're not even going to respond. Someone's biggest fear is finally opening up and telling you the truth, sending you that message, you reading it and not even thinking enough to respond. I'm getting like you reading it and deleting it as if the message was never. Someone's like biggest fear is you just completely disregarding them. And I'm getting this is what happened to this person. This is why this person doesn't open up, because this person opened up to someone in their past and they either completely disregarded them, or they told them, yeah, I don't care, or not my problem, or they publicly embarrassed them. I don't know. Somebody did something to this person where they were like, yeah, I'm never doing this again. So this person's biggest fear is finally opening up again, only to end up with the same result. So I'm going to say this, divine feminine. If this person reaches out, even if I'm hearing Nicki Minaj, done, undone, the sun done, something about London. So if your person is in London, it's funny. I do have a small percentage when I look at the statistics of people who watch my videos that are actually in London, in Great Britain, and I have a small percentage that are in India. So I don't know why, but I keep hearing, which Nicki Minaj song is that where she's like, done, undone, the sun done, something up in London. But like, if you live in London, this might be for you. Or if you're someone who wants to visit London, that might be a bit of a stretch, but I'm definitely getting London. If this person reaches out to you, and if you're done, I don't know why I'm getting, if you live in London, you're the one that's done. Anyways, if this person reaches out to you, this is a part of their shadow work. This is a part of their healing process. Even if you've moved on and you're dating someone new, even if you haven't moved on, but you're just like emotionally done, you've fought this person, I'm getting, for too long, and you just don't want to go. You have gotten off that Ferris wheel and you don't ever want to revisit that again. I'm urging you to still listen and have that conversation, because it's going to be a pivotal point in this person's growth. Because if you, the person that they're like, man, this is the one, I realize this is the one, I realize I messed up, and you approach that with anger, with dismissiveness, if you approach it by telling them you don't care, it's too late, this person is going to shut down completely. This person is going to shut down completely. Spirit will eventually send them someone to help them heal, but it's going to be a much more difficult process. And although I don't know why, as I'm saying this, I'm hearing somebody be like, yeah, that's not my problem. No, technically it's not your problem. But if you're, first of all, the person who's responding, yeah, but that's not my problem, they had their chance and they messed it up, you're probably a karmic. No, I'm not even going to say probably. You're a karmic anyways, and this message wasn't even for you. Because a true divine feminine that's in that Queen of Cups energy knows that she went through her own healing, right? You went through your own healing. For some of you, you had to do it alone. For others, you may have had someone, be it a friend, a family member, be it this person or another person that helped you, that was that listening ear for you. And you know how I'm getting like instrumental. Do you play instruments like flute, clarinet, saxophone? I'm getting woodwind section. You know how instrumental that was to helping you get over that, to help you kind of get through that lesson. So a true divine feminine would hear this and say, yeah, it is over for us, but anything that I could do, because I still care about this person and I understand that they behaved the way that they did because they were hurt. So a true divine feminine would respond to this by saying, I can still be that for that person. I can't be with that person, but I can still be a friend. And I can still, especially a true divine feminine that's a healer, is going to be like, I can still help this person to heal so that they can become the better version of themselves. Literally, if you heard this, and I distinctly heard a feminine voice saying, that's not my problem. This message is not for you. If you heard that and your response was, this is not my problem, this message isn't for you. You're not a divine feminine. You are a karmic. Anyways, I digress. For the divine feminines who you're still wanting this person, and I say this with caution because, like I said, I don't recommend anyone sit around waiting, because this person has a lot that they're going through. And that's even if this is your storyline. Don't confuse. There's a difference between you being called to this and this popping up on your timeline and you being called to it and you going searching for it. If you went searching for videos with specific titles about this person that's coming back, this is not your message, because you're searching for what you want to hear. If you are scrolling, watching videos, and this just happens to pop up, this is your message, and Spirit was putting it, they were putting it in your view, they were making it accessible to you, right? Again, I caution people against waiting, because like I said, everyone has free will, and depending upon how deep the scars are, and I'm getting this person's ancestors, this person's spirit team is working heavy with this person, but the ego, this person's ego, they are like slowly chipping away. And for some of them, it's going to take something drastic. Like I said, some of the dreams I've had are devastating, but for some of them, their ego is so, their ego is like, it's so in the way for them. This like toxic masculinity. I don't say like toxic masculinity in like a narcissistic form, but like this whole men don't cry, men don't show their emotions, men don't do this, how this person was raised. It is instilled within them so deep that it's going to take something drastic and something big for Spirit to break that. So for some of them, this is going to happen after they go through something devastating. Like, I don't know, it's different for everybody, but for some of them, their ego is not going to finally be broken until Spirit has them go through something devastating. They're going to go through a devastating tower moment. So like I said, I'm not recommending anyone wait. But Divine Feminine, if this is someone that you know is your divine counterpart and you're wanting this person to come back, just know they're not going to come back until Spirit has them go through this devastating. So if you're someone, if y'all, this is someone you're in no contact with, so you won't know about it, you won't hear about it until after it happens. But I'm getting, like, as soon as I said that, I'm hearing, like, I heard it through the grapevines that you weren't doing too fine, and I hope that you're feeling much better. Yes, I do. If you have like mutual friends, maybe if you guys went to school together, there's a reunion or something, not reunion, homecoming, or no, there are no mistakes. If there's a reunion coming up and you guys went to school together, or if homecoming is coming up there, or if there's something where you guys met, I don't know why I'm hearing like work too, but maybe like you don't work there anymore, that person doesn't work there anymore, but there's something where like there's a mutual parting. You're going to hear it through the mutual party that this person is like, now you won't know what's going on. This person won't know what's going on, but this person is going to be like, yeah, I saw so-and-so, and they are like, they are down pretty bad. They are down bad. They are not, they don't seem like they're doing too well. I hope everything's okay. But you're not going to actually know how bad it is until this person comes back. And for some of you, you're going to have long moved on by then. For others, if that door is still open, This person is going to come back ready, unfortunately, after they've gone through a devastating tower moment. But like I said, I don't urge anyone to wait. Because for someone there's someone out there where you feel like this message is for you, but Spirit actually brought someone new into your life. There was someone who, because I'm getting like, and I said this in a previous message, if this is a divine feminine who's asking, how do I know? But like, how do I know if this person from the past is truly my divine counterpart, or if I'm going to meet someone new? Spirit is telling you, if you have to ask, it's not them. If you have to wonder, it's not them. If you're watching video after video and you can't quite tell, Spirit is saying if you have to ask, it's not them. That's the answer. If you're looking for an answer and you haven't found it yet, that's the answer. Spirit is like, you're going to know who we send for you. And who your divine counterpart is, especially if you're a divine feminine, because divine feminines do not chase, they attract. You're going to know, because this man is going to be more sure about you. I'm getting like a man walking up to you and saying something that's going to sound so corny, and he doesn't know it, but it's going to mean a lot to you. It's going to mean like he's going to say it, and he's probably going to be like, I don't know if I should say this, or I don't know how you're going to take this. And he's going to be serious, but he's going to say it in like a laughing manner to kind of joke it off, but he's going to be extremely serious. But it's going to be like a profound message for you. This man is going to walk up to you and he's going to say, would you believe me if I told you that God told me you were the one? So that's how you're going to know that like this is your person. And this may even be something that like scares you off at first. He may even say something that kind of scares you off at first. There's going to be a bit of nervousness. So he may say something where you're like, I don't think this is the one. I don't think so. But just know that it's the nerves. It is the nerves. God told him you were the one, and he was nervous about approaching you because it felt like, I'm getting like pressure. It felt like pressure, but he did it anyways because he is obedient to Spirit. He may not be spiritual. I'm getting this person is religious, but as long as he's open-minded, then it doesn't matter. If you're spiritual, he's religious, it's fine as long as he's open-minded. If he's one of the closed-minded religious people, then it's not going to work, unless you're religious too, because you may be religious and may just be watching these videos in secret. Some people do that. But anyways, you're going to know the guy that Spirit sends for you, because Spirit is going to tell that person, and that person is going to be obedient. I'm getting like going to be obedient to Spirit, unlike you. And I say that jokingly speaking, because we're all going through our own journey, right? We're all doing our own shadow work. So we all approach this at our own time and on our own level. Like Spirit wants us this year to not just get over our fears, but get out of our comfort levels. But definitely easier said than done. Easier said than done. I just started a new transition in my life after hearing a video that like spoke volumes to me, and it was scary. It was scary. Like, I'm happy that I did it. I'm so happy that I did it. Definitely opening up more doors than I realized. But at the same time, going through the process, even being like, am I making the right decision? Am I doing the right thing? It was scary. Every step of the way, it was scary. But definitely this year of 9 is about endings, right? Getting out of that comfort zone, letting go of that fear, letting go of that pride, letting go of that ego. For some, I'm getting this tower moment that's going to happen is going to happen this year. It's going to happen this year, especially if your person drinks. If your person is a drinker, because I'm distinctly seeing a divine masculine sitting on the couch holding, I don't know if it's a beer or wine. I know it's probably a beer. I'm sure he's not sitting on a wine cooler. Maybe. I don't know if I said it. Then it might be someone out there who does that. I don't drink, so I don't know. But definitely if your person is a drinker, then he's going to go through some sort of devastating tower moment. And it's going to have something to do with his drinking. I'm just going to leave that there. But this definitely, letting go of drinking is definitely something that this person needs to do too. But this year of 9 is definitely about letting go. So please do something new. I don't care how big or how small. You know, Aquarius full moon tomorrow. If I can, I'm going to get this uploaded. It's already the middle of the night. So this thing is sometimes slow with uploading. So I may not be able to get it uploaded in order to release it before midnight. But I'm gonna try. But definitely like full moon in Aquarius. If I don't get it out tonight, the full moon is technically tomorrow on the 9th anyways. So I'll get it out tomorrow. But definitely this is like out with the old and in with the new. So definitely try something new. I don't care, like I said, I don't care how big or how small. Let something go and replace it with something new, something that you've always wanted, something that you've always aspired to do. Replace it with something new and watch how, I'm getting for some, like, especially if this is like a project, something that you wanted to do, there may be a while before you see the results, but Spirit is like, let go of something old, embrace something new, and watch next year, in 2026, the year of 1, watch how we turn that all around in your favor. Anyways, y'all, as always, if you made it this far, thank you for listening. Bye.